Hey guys!
Young Russian here, and today I would like to share with you a very special piece of my childhood. I know that you probably think that in Russia everyone is born with alcoholism and is given a pet bear to wrestle with at the age of 4, but it is not always the case. I, for example, had a cable TV and I watched a lot of Soviet cartoons when I was a kid, and always, and I mean always, liked only one particular cartoon. Yes, the Treasure Island, made in the USSR by a Ukrainian animation studio in 1988, when the Union was about to collapse, was quite something unusual in terms of Soviet cartoons. For example, the style of animation was more West-orientated, using comic book sound effects and text, trying different angles of animation, and even the story is based on a novel of British writer and has nothing to do with the Russia or USSR. But enough of the history. Time to show you why this was the best cartoon in USSR. When the Treasure Island was released to the public, first to watch it were young Soviet boys, and here is what was shown to their clear and unsullied minds. Pirates, smoking, drinking, constantly fighting and shooting each other, and also there is a map, and there is Dr. Livesey, and the most charismatic and chilling antagonist of all time. Surely every kid was an instant fan, and I, as a typical Zoomer soy boy, absolutely love this masterpiece and rewatch it at least once a year to remind myself what it was like to have good and morally correct cartoons about adventures of real men at the time. Without further interruptions, I present to you my top-rated scenes from this cartoon so you could see the rest of it yourself and comment back on this video if you liked it or not. By the way, all the scenes are fight scenes, because fighting in this movie is something from another planet. As if someone mixed together a bunch of Indian movies and made all of the characters aware that they are cartoons, like the Deadpool. First off, Black Dog and Billy Bonds reuniting after Billy stole the treasure map from Flint. Wait, Billy Harrington? No, wrong guy. Yes, this one. Bonds. By the way, Billy is always sneezing. About as hard as my grandfather. This is a character trait that was assigned to every bad character to show the viewers that in weak body lives a weak spirit. Hence why all the bad characters suffer from some kind of illness.
Запомните, если вы не бросите пить, очень скоро умрете. Слово «рум» и слово «смерть» для вас означает одно и то же.
Billy tries to stay low and settles in an inn named Admiral Benbow, where little boy Jim takes all the troubles for keeping the inn busyness on his shoulders. But in the introduction of Jim, the narrator says this.
Очень хороший и вежливый мальчик. Скромен, добр, правдив. Слушает маму и каждое утро делает зарядку. Характер мягкий.
So we understand that Jim is one of very few good characters in this film. Actually, there's only two. Jimmy and the absolute unit of a man, Dr. Livesey. Eventually, a bloke named Black Dog finally finds Billy's hideout and tries to take the treasure map from him. This starts our first fight. Enjoy.
Подойди-ка сюда, мальчик. Это для моего приятеля, штурмана Билли. Сэр, я не знаю никакого штурмана. Этот завтрак для нашего постояльца, которого мы зовем капитаном. Моего товарища тоже можно назвать капитаном. У него шрам на щеке и очень приятное обхождение, особенно когда напьется. Значит, здесь обретается Билли. Если вы о капитане, сэр, то он ушел гулять. О, Билли обрадуется мне как выпивке. А вот и он, легок на помине. Давай-ка устроим ему сюрприз. Слушаюсь, сэр. Билли, Разве ты не узнаешь меня, Билли? Не узнаешь своего старого товарища?
Черный пес?
Он самый. Вот захотелось проведать своего старого корабельного друга.
Ладно, раз уж выследил. Говори скорее, зачем пришел?
Где карта, Билли? Нам нужна карта.
Какая карта? У меня нет никакой карты.
Где карта?
У меня нет никакой карты. Нет, нет, не дам.
After the fight, Billy received a black mark from Blind Peyu and drunk himself to death. Rest in peace, sweet prince. This is a Russian cartoon after all. Jim takes the map from the chest and heads to Dr. Livesey and his mate Squire Trelawney. After inspecting the map, they decide to go on an expedition and find the treasure before the pirates. Livesey asks Trelawney to keep the goal of the expedition a secret, and they head to the Bristol to find the ship and the crew. This is where the iconic Livesey walk takes its place. In a pub, one of the locals pulls a little prank on the youngest of three new guests, and this happens. The lesson here, don't mess with a guy who watched all Bruce Lee movies and is a fan of Joey Karate.
Hey, fuck though, it's Joey Karate today, you understand me? A Cuban black belt. I lost my rank on the fucking boat ride over. And that's it, baby. Don't forget UFC. Catch me next week. Next week we're gonna cover stretching and flying through the fucking air.
After this polite introduction, Trelawney tells local cook named John Silver.
Любезнейший, мы отправляемся за сокровищами, нам нужен хороший корабль и команда.
Good job, Trelawney. Anyway, the crew is on the ship, and our main characters meet their captain Smollett, who tells them his thoughts on the crew.
Мне не нравится эта экспедиция. Мне не нравятся эти матросы. Хоть я и капитан, но я не спрашиваю вас о цели нашего путешествия. Однако, самый последний матрос знает, что мы едем искать сокровища. Не нравится мне все это, сэр.
So obviously, at some point on their way to the treasure island, the pirates under the command of Silver are planning a treason. This hears Jim that was hiding in a barrel and immediately tells his friends about this. After discovering that the whole crew are pirates that will kill them after they find the treasures, our team starts to work on a plan to defeat them on the way to it. But the call for land interrupts them and brings the first part of the cartoon to an end. This concludes the first part of my two-part essay on this cartoon. I really want to make the second part for it, with more fight scenes and more practical jokes from the authors. If you also want to see part 2 for the Treasure Island, leave a like on this video and subscribe on my channel. If this video will reach 10,000 likes, I will make a second part. Until then, I say...
Да ладно, хуй с ним. Пошло все в пизду, сколько можно, блин. Нет до пизды совершенно, блин.